All right, I'm on hole number 3 of the Clifftop Links. I'm in Monday's qualifying round in the rookie division. And actually, hold on. Let's see. Let's go to Golf Clash Notebook and look at it. This is going to be a difficult hole if you've got low-level clubs. The first thing is that you need to get as far down here as you can possibly get. You need to get... I was hoping earlier today, I played in my rookie practice account, and there's a ditch right here, and there's a plateau. So this plateau, and I was hoping that if you could get about, halfway, a third of the way up on that, or if you were up on it somewhere up here, you'd be fine with a big dog as your secondary club. And what I found was my big dog, which hits a big dog, and at the level it's at, it's 180 yards, that when I was right about here with a Titan, that my red line was actually down here on the cliff. I had to engage a little bit of backspin in order to get it over, and what I did was a rough bump here. I used all the backspin, all the side spin, applied curl, and used the wind and just a little teeny bit of overpower to get over here onto this rough so that I could hit the rough and then dribble it down onto the green. It's very difficult because if you can get over here, here's your first bounce, and you're trying to stop it immediately. So unless you have a lot of backspin, and we're not going to have a lot of backspin if we have lower developed clubs, you're not going to be able to do that. So what you're going to need to do is hit up on, so here's the green, here's the fringe, here's the fairway. Then we've got the first cut of rough, the second cut of rough, the third cut of rough, and an out of bounds. And you can hit up here in the out of bounds or any of these roughs, and you're trying to do basically a rough bump. You're hitting into the rough, and then you're dribbling it down towards the hole in order to woe it up. So if your red line's right here and you can get that, that's how you're going to have to do it. You're not going to be able to come at it unless you brought a guardian and you were able to get this distance. You're not going to be able to come at it and just backspin it and stop it right on the green. You're going to have to use the rough to slow you down. The thing is getting over there. So if you've got a big dog and you've got that distance, as long as you can get out here, you're fine. What you can do to enhance this is to bring a 4-power ball. It's not necessarily going to help you here. It may, depending on your clubs. But if you come out here and you've got a 4-power ball and you've got a big dog, you've got a much better shot that you can get over without using any overpower. So let's see what clubs I have here. I'm definitely going to want to switch that big topper up for an extra mile. And distance-wise, when you look at the quarterback, I like using the quarterback here, but I think with lower level clubs, you're almost going to be relegated to having to use an extra mile just because of the distance and the top spin. So you're going to be able to get up there, whereas if you use your quarterback, which I like using in this type of shot because it's super accurate, doesn't have its distance yet, and its top spin's really low. So you're losing stuff on distance and your power, and you're losing stuff on top spin. So my big dog here is at 177. So I'm definitely going to have to get all the way up into that hole in order to have any shot here of getting on into. And this is a hole that you really need to work on, and you really need to put a lot of thought process into, because this is a hole that you have to get an eagle. If you get an eagle on this hole and you're getting that -12, that's going to separate you from a ton of people in your bracket. And what you could do, like I said, if you've got lower developed clubs, is bring a bigger ball. So in this case, you could bring a fireworks ball. And I won these fireworks balls. I got them from that QR code thing that Playdemic was doing. So, this would be a ball right here, and I only have 3 of them. So if I qualify today and you play this hole 2 times in the open round and 2 times in the weekend round, you need 5 of these balls, and I only have 3. So I would definitely, if I was you and I was here, I would try and get into the tournament, and then maybe start using this at the last time in the opening round and both times in the weekend round. A buddy of mine did buy me some 5-power balls, so I do have a couple of those, but not enough to, once again, you always want to keep, when you're doing these balls, you get 9 in a pack, and you need 5 for a round. It would be nice if you got a 10-ball pack, because then you could use it on 2 different holes, or you could use those in 2 different tournaments. And I don't really have anything else that's going to help me out there. I've got one berserker, a couple of those Easter egg balls, the firework balls, so I'm pretty much going to have to try and get this done with a Titan. So the key off the bat is to try and get up into that hole as far as you can without blowing through the hole. You've got to get over the hump, onto the plateau, into the shadows, but not roll into the rough. So taking this shot, if you've got new clubs, I always use Monday as a practice round. Go out here, get a feel for what your clubs are. Unfortunately, like on a course like this, you will have to bring out some bigger balls, and so that you can really practice it. You're not gonna, if you come out here with a white ball, you're not going to learn what you need to do to achieve eagle here. With the white ball, you need to pop out a Titan or pop out one of those balls, and our opponent is sunk. So let's see if we can help him out by getting an eagle. And I want to be right in the middle of the fairway. I want to give myself as much room for maneuver as possible. And I'm probably not going to have to put everything on it. I'm going to put 3 topspin on it. And I'm definitely going to take the wind out. And the wind here is 2.9 per ring, so we're just a little over a ring. I'm going to put just a little teeny bit of curl just to bring it back to the fairway. Hitting it perfect. Now it's all about distance. Was that 3 topspin enough distance to get me up there in the flat in the shadow? Absolutely, that's perfect. I couldn't have really asked for anything more. I mean, there is a little bit of distance between where I'm at and the rough up there, but I'm never really big and flirting with roughs. And so where I was at with my other account was back here, and like I said, my red line was I was just a little short of completely being able to be over. I had to use power. That club does hit 3 yards farther than this one, than the big dog I'm going to use here in a minute, but that 3 yards is going to be negligible, but I did pick up quite a bit of distance right there. Now my opponent's really sunk. All right, let's see where we're at. All right, that is what I'm talking about. Just that little teeny bit of distance makes a huge deal. So we're going to do maximum everything on it, and I'm doing a rough bump here. I'm trying to hit that rough and dribble down that hill. So it's 3.5. My big dog is 2.5 per ring, so that's about a ring, and I'm going to leave a little in. I'm going to do about a ring and a third. And then I'm just trying to hit a nice, easy shot. Hitting it perfect. And unfortunately, I got stuck in the rough. So I should have came down a little bit more and tried to engage the second cut of rough instead of the third cut of rough. That's a lesson learned right there. I could have helped myself out by putting curl on it too. When it hit, that curl would have engaged and it would have thrown the ball to the right. I was trying to do a little too much finesse. And this is not a hole that you want to have to take this shot for eagle from the rough. You don't want to have to take this shot for eagle from anything other than your putter. It is a tough hole to get the ball to go in. And this will all boil down to perfect. I'll have to hit perfect here in order to have any shot of it going in the hole. I'm not going to make any wind adjustment from this range, and the wind's going in my direction. So if I hit it perfect, it's probably going to go in the hole. If I don't hit it perfect, it's not going to go in the hole. Hit it great to the left. 2 rings great to the left. So I had an excellent shot there for eagle. I put myself in the right spot. And this is once again why Monday's a good day for practice, because you can learn stuff like that. I did everything right. I ended up here. I had room for maneuver, and I started up too high on the hill and didn't put curl on it. All it would have taken right there for me to get on the green was to apply maximum curl. And when that shot hit, it would have whipped the ball to the right, and I would have cleared that rough and been out there with a putt or a very short chip where the needle speed wouldn't have been moving as fast. And this is a hole that you've got to work on this hole. Of all of the holes in this tournament, this is the one that you have to get an eagle on. I mean, you have to pick that shot up. The other ones, you know, there's just a set score on it. So like hole number 1, there's an eagle shot on hole number 1, but the majority of people are going to get birdies. That's going to be the average score as birdie. Hole number 2, you got that par 3. The average score is going to be birdie. This hole right here is one of those ones where it's going to be a really close. If you can get an eagle on this and then continue to just get the average score on the rest of the holes and get that minus 12, that's going to put you very high up in a bracket, very high up. All right, that was hole number 3 of the Clifftop tournament, Clifftop Links tournament in the Monday qualifying round in the Rookie Division. Thanks for watching.